Good evening, everyone, from San Antonio, where some of the greatest teams in NBA have won championships, and where the next edition may be on the horizon. Welcome to the NBA preseason on TNT. They've been lined up outside for some time to watch the home debut of the most talked about rookie in the league in some time, as Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs take on the defending Eastern Conference champion, Miami Heat. And good evening, everyone. Kevin Harlan with the Hall of Famer Reggie Miller will check in with Stephanie Reddy moments from now. I cannot wait to watch this kid play tonight.
Well, I think it's been since 2003-04 season, since the King, LeBron James, started his reign, has there been so much hype surrounding a young talent like Victor Wembanyama. And if Monday's debut versus Chet Holmgren and the OKC Thunder is any indication of things to come, the Spurs, the league, and our fans have something to rejoice over for the next several years. The Spurs, to me, a perfect team for Victor. They have a Hall of Fame coach in Greg Popovich, who I think is pretty familiar with coaching legendary big men, Kevin.
He has indeed. And for more on Victor and the city of San Antonio, let's check in with Stephanie Reddy.
Hey there, Kevin. Thanks so much. Reggie, you brought up Coach Pop, and I'm glad you did, because I asked Coach Pop about Victor before the game and what he brings to this locker room for the Spurs, and he said, you know, he is a quiet, humble guy. He said that he is definitely the type of player that has so much brain in terms of basketball, that he's very sharp, that he gives the team that much more confidence. The players know, though, that they've got to protect this teenager because, remember, he is only 19. It's a good lesson every single day, especially in Commerce, guys. Around 4,000 new season ticket deposits were had here for the Spurs. Over 50% of them either Gen Z or millennials. 10 percentage point increase in the number of Hispanics on that list. They've reached the highest number of season ticket accounts because of partial packages that are available. And in the first 48 hours following the selection of Victor Wembanyama in the draft, the Spurs saw a 3,000% increase year over year in online traffic and sales of merchandise.
Stephanie, thank you. This is a 22-60 team, Reggie. A year ago, they were 15th in the Western Conference. They've had many seasons here in a row where they just have not been able to get traction. And finally, they get the #1 overall pick, and Wembanyama is the choice, the 19-year-old French player. And he has given Greg Popovich, at the age of 74, another perhaps transformational player to coach.
And if there's a coach who can handle the type of hype that is going to be surrounding a player like Victor, it's Pop. He understands what it's going to take, and I like the approach that him and his coaching staff are taking. They're not going to overcoach him. They're going to allow themselves to assess him, what his talents are, and then start to build around what he brings both offensively and defensively to their system.
He said it's the way they handle Tim Duncan. It's the way we're going to handle Wembanyama. So as I said, 22-60 the record a year ago. Vassell, Sohan, Osman, Bassi, and Victor Wembanyama. Now they list him as a center, but he can really play almost every position on the floor, as the Spurs may lean toward more of a positionless type of play.
Well, right now, he's more of a perimeter player. That's what Coach Pop told us. But look, that will change from game to game. And a guy that's not playing tonight, I think he is going to have to lean on, because Stephanie brought up a good point. You're going to have to protect this young man at 19 years old. And Zach Collins, who started that game 1 against OKC on Monday, he is the perfect type of player to play alongside Wembanyama and protect him out there on the court, because Zach has seen it all.
As for the Miami Heat, 44-38 record a season ago, the fairy tale run through the playoffs as they beat Milwaukee, who many teams figured would be the #1 team going all the way to the finals. That was not the case. The Heat upset them. They got by Boston in that incredible 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals. They make it to the finals, and then they lose to the Denver Nuggets. Our officials tonight, the crew chief, Curtis Blair, referee, Brandon Adair, umpire, Derek Collins. In the replay, center J.T. Orr.